I guess it does rain in Southern California every now and then. And here, insert corny dad joke here, because it definitely was raining threes at Crypto.com Arena last night. I'm sorry, I had to do it. But one of those threes was the three-pointer that LeBron James hit to surpass 50,000 career points, and that is combined regular season and playoffs. Obviously, the first person to ever do it. Did it his first three-pointer of the game against New Orleans Pelicans. Zion's back, by the way. Had 37 points in 26 minutes. So shout out to Zion Williamson. But it feels like honestly every 2 weeks, but like every 3 months, every 6 months, we're talking about LeBron James doing something that nobody's ever done before. And quite frankly, nobody will ever do again. 50,000 career points is something that's very hard to put into words. But you and I are going to try somehow anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, so someone actually made the point. I didn't really think of this until, I was reading the replies to one of the tweets that we sent out at Underdog the other day. But like he had technically already hit 50K between the in-season tournament and the play-in tournament. But like those stats just kind of float in the abyss and don't count. So I was like, I hadn't really thought about that. I was like, oh, that's actually, a really good point that, he's definitely already surpassed 50K. But to do it officially, unbelievable. I mean, the guy is the only player in the NBA, in NBA history, with 40,000 career points, 8,000 playoff points. I mean, nobody else in NBA history even has 6,000 playoff points. He has 2,000 more playoff points than the next closest player. And like, just running out of words to describe this guy. Like that graphic the other day that Spectrum Sportsnet put up during one of the games where 40-year-old LeBron, his averages are actually better than prime Miami Heat LeBron. It's like, like you said, it's hard to put it into words. We're running out of ways to describe just the longevity, the sustained greatness. I mean, he's probably still, like Luka's playing out of his mind. He's probably still the best player on the Lakers. They've won 7 straight. They're absolutely rolling. If it wasn't for the season that Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are having, like, at what point is the narrative going to shift to, is LeBron James in the MVP conversation? Like, your face is lighting up. I think you were already thinking that. Yeah, but it's like, it's real though. It's not just like, a narrative to throw out there for the sake of throwing it out there. Like, this guy is playing out of his mind, and they're the 2 seed right now. So, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't, heard ESPN run with that narrative a little bit more. But I don't know if you have anything that I didn't already say about LeBron hitting 50K in the MVP race and the way the Lakers playing right now.
That's the big thing. So first of all, going into that game, and I kind of made the joke about it raining threes. He finished with 34 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. And the Lakers shot 19 of 52 from 3. So we're seeing a little bit of a shift, adding Luka Doncic to have some of those guys that are playing really well. But back to what you were saying about that, LeBron, the biggest thing I think that people have actually been talking about a lot, like how could this team still be good defensively after trading Anthony Davis? And it's because LeBron James has been picking up a lot of the slack. And it's crazy. Like, I'm very much guilty of it. I remember that game earlier in the year in Minnesota where he couldn't hit a 3 and he looked bad. And it was like, man, it's it. Like, man, it's been a fun ride. The 2021 seasons were cool. Like, Father Time is finally ready to kind of take it and, whatever. Keep saying, oh, what? Best out of 9. But, whatever. Like, going to keep going. But LeBron has done it yet again. And, MVP is all but, I think, settled as far as Shai and then Jokic being right after him. But we talked about Victor Wembanyama going down. Like, All-NBA first team, if he keeps this up, again, like, he's been very durable, very healthy this year. The numbers are crazy, and he's continuously gotten better as the year goes on. So that being said, 40-year-old LeBron James, All-NBA first team, I think is a conversation that we will continue to have so long as he continues to perform at this level. And I think once you reach a certain point, and the Lakers are at a certain level, right now that margin between second and third in the West is razor thin, and they're about to go into a gauntlet of their schedule. So it's good they're taking care of business right now. But he's playing like he's playing. There's a spot up for grabs in that first team All-NBA space. I think that's the big conversation that we probably are going to continue to have as the season winds down.
Yeah, absolutely. You're reading my mind now, because I was about to grill you with the same question, just kind of throw it at you. Like, all right, so we talked about it a little bit last week, but it really does feel like there are 4 spots locked up. Shai, Jokic, Tatum, and Giannis are probably the 4 spots that are concrete on All-NBA first team. There is an opening for that last spot. I thought Karl Anthony Towns is someone who's been incredible and could deserve it. Jalen Brunson also, like with the way the Knicks are playing and how clutch he's been, he's probably the clutch player of the year in my eyes. But LeBron, it's like Cat is having an incredible year, but LeBron, the way that he has propelled the Lakers to the number 2 seed, and obviously like Luka has done an incredible job fitting in quickly in finding a way to turn things around and get them to contender status. But like LeBron has been Mr. Consistent on that team. And for him to be doing this at age 40, like it's not going to be very hard for the narrative to shift in his favor to crack All NBA first team. And I don't think that there's anybody that would argue, like if he ends up on All NBA first team, I don't think there's anybody that would argue that he doesn't deserve that spot. So, as we're sitting here, March 5th, we got about a month left in the season, roughly 20 games. If he continues to play at this level, I would actually be pretty shocked if he's not the last person on that All NBA first team.
That's crazy. Had you told me that, again, I keep thinking back to that Timberwolves game. I don't remember exactly when it was. I just remember I was watching the game in Charlotte. It was a Monday night because I was really locked into like an awful Monday night football game. But that was going on in the background, and I was just like, man, what is going on? Like, this is kind of sad to see or whatever. But, similar at a very, different to a different extent. But like you talk about what Jimmy Butler has done, just bringing new energy to the Warriors locker room. Obviously, the move to get Luka Doncic has brought a new energy to the Lakers locker room, even though they were doing well before they got him. It's just kind of kept that momentum, whereas they might have fizzled off otherwise. And by the way, LeBron was player of the month in February. So just got named player of the month, his first time winning the award since February 2020. So he won it at 35. Wow.
I didn't realize
and here
that.
It is at 40 years old. He had not won player of the month in 5 years. And he did it again.
Damn.
So again, I think that adds to the case for him being All NBA first team.